and welcome to Ali Lives Well on Less. I'm Ali, an early retired teacher currently living on a small teacher's pension. And today is Foodie Friday, so welcome. I am filming this introduction at night, so the light is slightly different. And Miss Luna is very confused because all the curtains are closed and the blinds are closed and Mum's talking to that camera thing again. So at the start of the week on Monday, I went to visit my mum, so Luna was dropped off at daycare and I popped into Lidl and I got a fruit and veg box and it was a really good one. So for £1.50 I got a whole load of fruit and veg, and as it was the start of the week I thought it might be fun to show you what I do with all the fruit and veg that I got in this box. So some of it I've just been eating, like there's tomatoes and cucumbers, so I've just been snacking on them, been having them with meals, just side salads and things. And other things, because they weren't in such a good condition, I've cooked them or processed them in some way, so they are now, thank you, come here, so they're now, come say hello, come say hello, come say hello, look, come say hello, say hello. So they're now in the freezer. So have a look at what I've done with the produce, and I'll speak to you at the end of the video. Enjoy! So here's what I got in my Lidl £1.50 fruit and veg box, and it's a really good one, even though it was the last one there. So I will quickly go through each one and show you the condition. So I've got some cherries and they look in really nice condition, so that's a nice treat. I have a cucumber, not too, actually yeah, it's pretty good condition. I have the smallest cauliflower I have ever seen in my life. But it's perfect, and I have some cheese sauce in the freezer already made up. So cauliflower cheese will be on the menu in the next few days. I have a yellow pepper. I have I think it's a honeydew melon. It smells ripe, so hopefully that will be ripe and ready to eat. I've got a bunch of carrots. Quite a lot of them are broken, so I'm guessing that was the end of the loose box. I have a leek. Unfortunately, all the green bits are chopped off. It's actually quite hard to get leeks that still have the green bits on them. I'm Scottish. I eat the green bits of leeks. They are full of goodness, as well as the white bit at the bottom. So I've got some leeks. I also use these in place of onions. They are really good with cheese, over pasta and in omelettes. What else? Right, we've got some tomatoes. I've got 4 tomatoes. Obviously from 2 different boxes at different stages of ripeness. I have an iffy looking grapefruit. It'll be fine to juice, that's okay. I have a lime. I have 2 lemons. One looks okay and one looks a bit, again, I'll see what it's like, but it might be juiceable to put in the freezer. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I've got 8 sort of satsumas, easy peelers. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got 5 apples. One of them I'm pretty sure is a cooking apple, but they'll all be, yeah, that one's looking a bit sad. But they'll all be peeled and cooked and pureed or made into pie filling in some way. So actually, that is a good box for £1.50. I don't always take a box when I'm there. The last time I was in, the box only had potatoes and leeks, and I think people had been taking out the good things and passing off what they obviously didn't want into another box. So this is the first box I've had for a wee while, and it's obviously my first box of 2025. So I can do a lot with that. So hopefully I'm now going to show you some of the things that I did with this produce. So on closer inspection, some of the produce isn't in great shape, but I can still put it to good use in some way. So I have some of the easy peelers and satsumas are a bit dried up. I haven't tested one for eating yet, but I have separated out the ones I think I will juice and the ones in my bowl that I'll just eat. So the grapefruit and these easy peelers I am going to juice, and I'll use some of the juice with the cherries, which I will show you in a minute. The apples, they're actually quite soft, but I am going to peel them and chop them and see what they're like, and I will just cook them down either with no sugar or as little sugar as I can to make them palatable, and puree it. That will be frozen. I'm going to grate the carrots and then I'll put them in a freezer bag and freeze them flat. And the melon, I hope I will just be able to eat as is over the next few days. So the cherries, unfortunately, had very little taste in them. They weren't that sweet, and to be honest, they didn't taste very much of cherry. So it's a 200-gram punnet, and I tried 2 cherries and they were like, yeah, they were all right. So what I'm doing now is I have cut them in half, taken out the pips, and I'm just going to put a little bit of the satsuma juice in there with a teeny tiny little bit of sugar, and I'm just going to cook them ever so gently and turn them into a sort of cherry compote that will either go in the fridge to be used quite soon, or I'll freeze it. Okay, so I've got the cherries in a pan. I've got the juice of 2 of the satsumas. I've got some jam sugar, which is just sugar with some pectin in it. That might encourage a little bit of the jamminess. So I'm just winging it. So that's maybe a dessert spoonful. So I'll put 2 of those in, and we'll just cook it down and see what happens. If I think it needs more sugar, I'll add more sugar. I'm just going to taste and test as I go along. So I don't want to cook the cherries too much. It's always better to eat fruit in its raw state, but then I don't want to waste fruit when I get it. So I'll see how that goes. I'll time how long I cook these for, and I'll get back to you. Okay. So after about 30 minutes chopping, juicing, peeling, stewing, I now have a pan of stewed apples. Turns out that 4 out of those 5 apples were indeed cooking apples, so I just cored and peeled them, and I've just sauteed them down in a little bit of sugar, and once they've cooled down I will portion them up to become either apple pie filling or just to eat. So I've also grated the carrots, and all I've done is put them in a bag, nice and flat, squeezed out all the air, and they will be freeze flat. And all I have to do is Well, you've seen me do this in my sweet and sour veggie stir fry. They are very easy to break apart when they are frozen in a really thin layer. So that works quite well. So that's all the carrots that were in that box. I have just some of the easy peelers, clementines, satsumas, and each one of these little ice cubes is 2 teaspoons. I've measured that before, and I like this ice tray because it's got the little silicone bit on the bottom that makes it easy to pop out. And again, I've used ice cubes of orange type juice. You can chop them into stir fries, especially for sweet and sour. It's good that you don't need to use quite as much honey or sugar to get the sweetness, so it's quite nice having those. And the cherries, I cooked them lightly for about 4 or 5 minutes. You can still see they're in one piece. The juice is slightly thickened, and that will be absolutely delicious on porridge. So I'm just going to pop these in the fridge, and I will use them up in the next couple of days. I discovered that my grapefruit was in fact a pink grapefruit. So all I'm going to do is cut it into segments, and this is a chefy tip that I picked up years and years ago, and this works well for if you want some nice citrus segments without all the membrane. So all I did was cut the top and the bottom off, and then you just use a nice sharp knife to take off the pith as much as you can. It's not perfect, but there we go. And then you hold it in your hand. I'll move that over a bit. Okay, hold it in your hand, and you just go down each little membrane line, and you've got, and you end up with a nice little grapefruit segment. So I'm just going to do all of it. Okay, and then when you get to the end, you've basically got a handful of the membrane, and you just squeeze and squeeze, and you can get all the juice out. If you don't mind eating the membrane, that's absolutely fine. But if you're looking for nice little segments to put in a dish, then there's a nice little tip for you. I don't do many chefy things, but segmenting citrus fruit is pretty satisfying, and there's quite a lot of juice there. I'm really looking forward to having this in either a salad, or I'm just going to eat it as it is, because it's actually quite sweet. It's quite nice. This is just a side salad with chopped up tomato, cucumber, yellow pepper, and a little bit of the pink grapefruit. So here is that teeny tiny cauliflower steamed lightly in the microwave. I have a microwave steamer with the cheese sauce from the freezer and a piece of hot smoked salmon that my mum gave me when I visited her, and I'll have that with the little chopped up salad. All I did with the melon was chop it into chunks, and I've just been snacking on it whenever I felt like a little treat. It's absolutely perfectly right and totally delicious. I just realised that I didn't show me chopping up and freezing the leeks and the yellow peppers. Normally I would do them in the flat bag technique, same as the carrots, but unfortunately I'm out of bags. They're all currently being used. So I hope you found that useful. The only thing that I was unable to use was one of the lemons. It had gone really squishy and yucky inside. But other than that, every single item in that box was usable, and I either have used it, I am using it, or it's currently in my freezer, ready to be pulled out and used in a variety of meals. So thank you for watching, and thank you if you made it all the way to the end. Luna is she's sniffing and licking the tripod. So yeah, I think I'm pushing my luck trying to film at this stage in the day. We're just about to have SUPPER, and then she's going to BED. So I hope you found that useful. Have a lovely day, and I will catch up with you again on Monday. So have a fab weekend. Bye.